All right. Good afternoon, Squadron.
Good afternoon, girl!
So this is the road to tomorrow. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts, by Winston Churchill. Commencement is a stepping stone to success, and even more success beyond that. Life throws challenges at us that is a depreciation of our overall state of being. One failure and we sink. We need to realize that failure is not fatal. We all have a choice to pull ourselves up and be that triumphant person you know you can be. Don't let your mistakes get in the way of your dreams and aspirations. Looking out and seeing all the faces that I have grown so familiar with, be here for the first step in their triumphant future, tells me and all our supporters that you're prepared to push aside your mistakes and be in pursuit of your courage to help you continue in your long and prosperous life ahead of you. My long and uneventful road that placed me in the Idaho Youth Challenge Academy left the dead ends and switchbacks. This is how it started. I may have been born on January 4th, 1998, but my life truly started on the day of my most life-changing, yet hardest decision I have had to make. This is my adoption on February 7th, 2006. I was 9 years old. As life progressed, I slowly depressed. It was an emotional roller coaster. It was up, then it was down. It was up, then down. My solution to fixing the problem was blame it on whoever was around me, and that was normally my parents. After moving to Idaho, I was hoping that I could pull myself off that wrong stretch of track and switch lanes. Sadly, I was just extremely stubborn and continued to play the blame game. I had to admit that there were actions I pulled, and no matter how bad I wanted to take every word, thought, or action back, I know I can't. One thing I can do is play on the one string I have, and that is attending an academy that offers a second chance to any individual who may not deserve it. And as a result, you have an opportunity to come out with a grasp toward reality and motivation to chase what you want to do with your life. Not to mention the immense satisfaction that you will obtain when you see those smiles that represent pride on the faces that you were once disrespectful and dishonest to. There is not a day that goes by while I have been here when I have not thought about all the grief that I have caused in my past. The court may have ordered me to be successful at IDYCA, but that was not necessary. I had already started my plans to right my wrongs. The best way I have come to put this academy is by calling it the catalyst of my life. Not only has it drawn me in and opened my eyes and ears, but because of that, I can see clearly the people in my life who I have labeled an antagonist are in fact protagonists, who are not there to hurt me, but to help me understand how to cope with life struggles and to just be there for me through my teenage incompetencies. I wish that I could say that there were only a few of those competencies, but that would be a lie. Master Sergeant Edwards has a quote. Along with this quote was an assignment. Memorize this quote by week 14. Here's his quote. Attitude. The longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Attitude to me is more important than facts. It is more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than successes, than what other people think, say, or do. It will make or break a company, a church, or a home. The remarkable thing is that we have a choice every day regarding what attitude we will embrace for that day. We cannot change the past. We cannot change the fact that people act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The one thing we can do is play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I am convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitude. And that's by Charles Swindoll. First time I heard this quote brought back when my dad routinely told me every time I was having an attitude, control yourself. That used to make me furious. Now after dissecting this quote and finding out that by controlling myself is what this quote is truly trying to say, I took the liberty of researching the meaning of attitude. Attitude, it's a state of mind or feeling. Your state of mind can change. It is all what your thoughts are. Don't get angry or frustrated about the little things. It may be hard, but look through those patches of fog no matter how dense, because the grass is greener and the air is clearer on the other side. All you need to do is find it within yourself to get there. Now, I was told by my mother continuously since my adoption that you are a 4.0 student. I never found it within myself to obtain that range of academic excellence. Being at the academy and actually having a 4.0 for the first time gave me a substantial amount of confidence in myself and gave my mom a substantial amount of posting rights. I can still remember the day. It was May 3rd, and my mom was telling me, "I told you so," on our weekly Sunday phone visit. Scouts were on her flight, which meant she had extra time to brag. Lucky for me, I took that and used it as fuel for the rest of my stay at the academy. Every time a thought crept into my head that gave me the least bit of negativity or took away bits of my motivation, I would think back to the day that my mom told me that I can be a 4.0 student, and all I did was prove her right with the help of the best teachers that this world can muster up. And I'm being serious. I have never had teachers so determined to help his or her students so much. The hardest part for me when I returned to high school is acclimating to the teachers at Rigby High all over again. They seem to not possess the drive to really get involved in a student's academic life. Unlike my teachers at IDYCA, so 4 credits is all that I'll need when I go back to school. Then I'll be well on my way of going forward with my life and not looking back at all the grief and misery that I had caused. It feels so good to say that. In the later stages of my life, I said it all the time. The one thing that lacked was my courage to actively pursue a legitimate future. As home pass approached, cadets started to get that pit in their stomach called nervousness, that same pit that I have now. Instead of taking that nervousness and making it a drive to continue to strive, it turned into a lack of a drive with no will to strive. In response to that, Master Sergeant Edwards addressed the squadron. And one thing he said that really caught me was, "Remember what we have taught you." That tells me that we have the skills. We have been gaining them our whole lives. But the academy put those skills in stone with push-ups, flutter kicks, some fun T-building exercises, and lots of paperwork. As Tech Sergeant Turcotte always told us, "I have 22 weeks to make you the men I want you to be." Look where you're at now. Is this the man or woman that you want to be? Because if it isn't, then use what you were taught and become that man or woman that you set out to be when you crossed into the IDYCA threshold and chose not to turn back no matter how bad you wanted to. We all thought about it. We all overcame it. Continue to succumb to the doubts in your mind and succumb to the success and the courage that will get you into position for your immediate posterior. I would like everyone in this room to take a deep breath. Now let it out. This is it. Don't let this be your last successful moment. Take it all in, because you will have this elated feeling again. Just go find it. Thank you for the love and support. Now get out there on the road to tomorrow. I have the privilege of